Hi, Julie Torrens here. So I've got out the Junky Junk Journal because I have all these watercolor paper scraps. So I'm setting the journal aside. I also have, remember this? We did this together, but it didn't get finished. I have 3 artist trading cards set up. Didn't get those done. So I am just going to watercolor. I'm still recovering from a bad cold. So, pardon me. Rather than trying to accomplish like a tutorial, I just thought, well, I'm taking you guys on your word. You said that if I'm going to be just, you know, painting and working on my desk, go ahead and turn on the video and we can do it together. So I'm going to start with these two. I've got my Rosa Gallery paints. I've got my metallics, but I know you can't see them. But again, it's not a tutorial. Use what you have. You know what I mean? Don't worry that you don't have. I just put water on the metallics because they always need a little activating. All right, well, let's get started on these guys. I'm going to make a background on these and may just leave it at that. So I'm going to be using the colors that I have right here. Let's use these guys. Why not? I think they're pretty. I'm going to put some of the color on all of them because I'm going to make this a tri-set, you know. I like to make artist trading cards 3 at a time. Now I've got this red here, and I believe that's madder red. I'm going to just add one touch of that, and that can blend and enjoy each other's company just fine. I'm using a big old brush here. All of the information has chipped off. I must have left it in the water, although that's not like me, but I must have. Got a little fuzz or something in there. I'm just cleaning up where there's a little bit of white showing because I'd rather not have any white showing. Not for this one. Okay, last color. I'm going to use this yellow. It's probably some yellow ochre. These two kind of look an awful lot alike. So let's just spruce them up a little bit. I'm going to use this. Yeah. Just change it up a little bit. Good. All right. Let those just marinate for a while. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. I just have another piece of cardboard underneath for some of these other scraps. And these make great bookmarks. They make great belly bands for those of us that like to do journals. So let's just boost it up. Now, this is going to scare you, but I'm going to get some paint. I want to get a green. All right. I'm going into the olive green, but I want it kind of watery. They're kind of blue and green, but I think it'll be okay. Same big brush, and I'm going to go right on top of them. I know, it's scary. It's scary for me too. I'm adding a little bit more water to the paint. Okay, here we go. There, that's all I'm going to go over that one. And that's all I'm going to go over that one. Now, I'm going to find another color. maybe I'm thinking maybe a blue. This one's called Cerulean Blue. I don't really mind if the two colors that I just put on bleed and merge, but I don't want to go over. I need a little more water and another dab into that paint. I don't want to go over these guys anymore. The dragonflies. Remember when we made those? Wasn't that fun? I think so. Okay. Let this dry. I've got some drying space. I'm going to grab a couple of these strips. Now, I've got some journaling in mind, journal making in mind. And one of the things that Gail Agostinelli kind of reminded me of is making things that can dangle off of other things. You know, like little charms and that can dangle off of a tag type of thing. And I want to start making some of those. And I thought these strips, you know, paint them up, make them pretty, and they would be great for that. I've got, I'm going over here now to this palette, and I've got some, the company calls it violet. Honestly, it's like a dioxazine purple. It's really dark, but I love it. And I'm just going to start putting this. You might say, well, that looks like violet. Yeah, well, it's 90% water. It's a strong color. But let's just get some purple on here. Okay. Didn't tape it down because I want it to have color end to end. I've got a lot of these strips, so the fact that I'm doing these two in the same color doesn't bother me at all. Even though they're the same color, they've got a different strength, so, okay. So they're different. I'm taking that wet brush, I'm going into one of the gold colors, and I'm gonna give it some of this. What do you think? Some of it's spready, some of it isn't. I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna move it and let this dry. Now the first two that we did, they're not dry. I've got more cardboard, hang on. It's right behind me here. I grabbed a bunch. Look at all this. And I just saved these. These are, look, cereal boxes. But I can move my watercolor stuff around. Okay, so little journaling card, little, or tag, or something to add with the tag, right? Lots we can do with that. I'm just trying to grab from that stack that I showed you some different sizes. Now, could this be a belly band? Let's just measure. Yeah, this is a little less than 7 inches, so we would be fine to turn that into a belly band. Okay, I'm going to start out with some flowers. I like flowers. And you know, I'm going to take my glue stick, and I'm taking a pencil, and I'm just going to put some circles on this. Flower centers, but it's just going to give me like a little bit of guideline. It helps. And I'm going to start out, let's grab some bright red. It's called bright red, this color. Putting it on the tray here. Maybe if I bring this down, you might be able to see it. A little more water, a little more bright red. Okay. And I'm gonna do dot, 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 just like we're used to. So, what's on your desk? What have you got as far as thoughts of things that you would like to get started on? Anything specific? Anything particular? I want to make a journal that's postal related. Now, not just stamps. I mean the postmen, the postwomen, the post office, the mail, all of that. I just think everything, in my opinion, that has to do with the post office and postal service and mailing things, it's so colorful. And I know stamps aren't what they used to be, but some are still, especially around the holidays. And when the U.S. puts out their love stamps, they're very pretty. All right, I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and I'm going to come down here and work on this one. And I think I'm going to make this one. Let's go back to that cerulean blue. And I had that somewhere. Oh, over here. Water. And I'm using single colors here. I'm not mixing because I want to be able to come back and have the color, because I'm doing so many things at once to try to remember what something was. I'm afraid it would be lost on me. So yes, I would like to do a journal about post office, mailing, all that. And I started, and I'm still working on coming up with things to create ephemera out of, is a urban garden. But I'm going to be honest, my videos that I do, let's pick another color. I have blue, I have red. I don't want green because I'm going to put leaves in. And yellow, I could do yellow. I don't know, let's think about it and let's work on what we've got. Okay, so this one is the bright red. Now I'm going straight into the pigment, and I'm just going to put some of that pigment right here near the middle. And some of it's going to blur out and some of it isn't. And that's fine. I'm going to do the same here with the cerulean blue. I'm going straight into the pigment, and I'm just going to put some right next to the center. This one could come out a bit. There, that looks good. Okay, did I decide on a color yet? You know, red and blue make purple. I know we just did a lot with purple, but, well, we're going to do it again. And I do want to be careful because, I mean, it wouldn't be tragic if they blended in, but right now, I'd kind of be glad if they didn't. This is already so watery that I'm not really doing the dot dot thing, you know, where I rinse my brush and all that, because I I have this color so watered down already, which is good. All right, I'm going to go into the purple right now and put some right up near the centers. I'm still battling this cold, but I'm getting better. All right, going back to the bright red. Pardon me. Let's see if we can do some in between. I'm sorry. Too much water. I live alone, so I can't decide before I start a video if I can talk, because I haven't talked to anybody. And being that I'm sick, I certainly don't want to give it to someone else. Now this red is also getting quite watered down already. So I'm just going in and making some petals. I got a big old drop of water heading down the ferrule. I just took that off. Now, none of this is going to be done today. But, or I should say in this video. But you're going to just see, you know, this is how I work when I'm working on a watercolor project of some kind. I'm going straight into the bright red and putting some dots where I just put some fresh petals. Little dot. Okay. Go back to the cerulean blue. My little dot went right up into here. That's okay. I'm sorry that I'm sniffing. I know some of you just with the coughing and sniffing have tuned out already. I don't blame you. I get it. But one of you might still be here. I'm liking this. Sure do. The purple one is looking all the more lost the more I add petals to everyone else. I'm just working my way around. I'm going to pick up some of this pigment that just sat there. I've got some light ones, I've got some dark ones, I've got a little bit of everything. Going back and putting just a little more cerulean blue just right in the center here, all the way around. And it may creep and crawl and it might not, and it's all okay. All right, what can we do with this purple one? Well, the same thing we've done to the other ones. And let's just make some long, skinny petals. I can see that it may not be bone dry, but it's dry enough that I can glaze over the top of one color to another and be okay. I'll be careful with this blue. I guess not too careful, huh? This is when, in my opinion, watercolors sparkle and shine. The transparency, the luminosity from the white coming up through the colors to just brighten them up. It's the white paper acts like a light box, just right there, and I just love it. Okay, into the purple, direct, and just go right around. Nice. Won't this be a pretty belly band? Say yes. Oh, you say the nicest things. Okay. I'm just going to set this aside because it's not too soupy. And let this one dry. Let it go over there with its friends. And we've got these two. All right, well, I think this one could use just a couple of little elegant little itsy bitsy flowers. What do you think? All right, I'm gonna go in with orange. I'll put it right here. It's called Flame Red. I think it's pumpkin orange. And I'm gonna go dot, 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 and I'm gonna go dot, 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 and I'm gonna go dot, dot, dot. Rinse, water. Whoop. Let's make these bigger. Why not? Yeah. A little more water. I just barely put the tip in. Nice. This one. I kept them kind of narrow. I want them bigger. There we go. Okay. And this one, let's go with yellow. Now this is called Cad Yellow Light. It is a very bright yellow. And I'm just making real fanciful rectangle kind of flowers. And I think I'm just going to make two and then maybe a bud. And then I'll just make a little bud right there. All right. Now back to the Flame Red, which is orange. A little more water. All right. Now I'm telling myself bigger petals, not those little skinny ones. Nice big petals. I'm going to go right into that orange. Add a few more. Now, on my other watercolor videos, I had put the YouTube channel, one is called Natto Soup, and that is Becca Hilburn. And then one is for the Frugal Crafter, which is Lindsay Wyrick. And the reason why I put those in there is if you're looking to buy a a watercolor set. Those two are the ones that I strongly depend on for watercolor reviews. Even though this Rosa Gallery was less than $30, which is unheard of for professional quality paints, both of them agreed that these are professional quality. They had done their research and they felt confident in saying that. I'm going into some English red, which is really like a reddish brown. I'm going into these yellow ones. So I recommend you check out their channels. And what you can do is they have playlists of all of their different kinds of watercolor reviews. Go to those playlists and find what you're looking for. I'm going back into the cad yellow light, but I'm going straight into the pigment because I just want it to go here, and it doesn't need to move a lot. It still may, but I don't think it will a lot. That one did. That's okay. Just grab a little piece of paper towel. And there we go. Now, where did I set my brush that I was using? This one. Let's just... Julie. Okay, I think that's good. All right. Now, I'm going to get some green going here. And I'm going into the color that they call green. And I'm just putting the very tip of my brush in, making sure that it's dry here so that I don't get water running down. And look at this fine line. A $1 brush. It's a Royal Langnickel, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Now, I got it from the craft warehouse, but I'm sure they're still out there. And, you know, if you see a Royal Langnickel brush with this acrylic handle and a scraper on the other end, if they're affordable, go for it. They're good brushes. Good for what we do. Now, I'm sure if you go to some of the sites, like I just mentioned, yeah, they're not going to be jumping up and down for a Royal Langnickel brush. But look, I mean, I feel like that's really quite nice. I'm just adding a few more little leaves similar to what I had. You know, the flowers have a little plant that they come up out of usually. Although in my imaginary world, do we really know? All right, let's put some greenery around these people. We will like how it looks with some leaves. I'm barely putting my tip of my brush in the water. But see, the belly of this brush is holding water. And it's letting the water out at a really nice rate so I can just keep painting and painting. And I love that. Won't these be pretty to add into a journal? Or if you're not into making journals, you know, you can add it into a greeting card, or you can add this on top of other things that, you know, like a bookmark or something like that. I mean, there's just all kinds of ways to utilize your beautiful art. I mean, we all only have so many walls that we want to cover with our paintings and things. All right, that's looking really good to me. Don't you think? Yep. And this one, well, obviously the centers need something, but again, I was kind of hesitant. I'm going to add this color called Umber, and I'm just going straight into it, and it's kind of a khaki color. It's not burnt umber, it's just umber. And I'd call it a neutral. Okay. All right. I'm going to let these two rest. And I'm taking a look right now at what we already did. And I'm going to bring up the big board. They're more dry than you think. But what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to rubber stamp and then use some fussy cuts on these. So these are essentially done as far as watercolor go. This, I think I want to add some greenery and some flowers to it. Can you stand it? Do we have the time? I'm looking at the time. I can't see a thing. Oh, we're at about a half hour. All right, let's keep going. For those of you who haven't been completely turned off by my cold. All right, I'm using that cad yellow, and I'm going to put some centers in. Not my normal style, but hey, you only live once, huh? Now I'm going to put a couple ovals, and that way we'll have a couple of flowers that aren't necessarily facing directly at us. I think I'll add one more. All right. Now I'm going to get a brush that's a little bit finer. Was this the one I was just using? I think so. All right, I brought all my brushes out here. All right, I'm going to see what this one does. This one's called a Snap. I think it is from Michaels, but I can't tell you for sure. All right, I'm going into that same one. This one's called the Bright Red. And again, it may go right in to that center. I don't care. A little more bright red. And so these are going to be shorter. And these are going to be longer. Did they look like little spiders? That's okay. Just keep going. Trust the process, as Carrie the Crafter would say. Trust the process. Don't get discouraged. Everything you do is not a masterpiece, and that's quite all right. Now, if you want to see the next step on all this, let me know in the comments, because I'm going to be doing some mixed media to this. I'm going to be using some ink, and I'm going to sort of zhuzh them up a little bit. I'm concentrating, I'm sorry. Okay, good. I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to work my way around again. And I'm just ignoring the ones that are there. And I'm just going for it. I'm not trying to go in between. I'm just saying line, 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 line in my head. That's what my head is saying. Line, 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 just like that. I'm going to need a little more water and a little more pigment. This is the Bright Red. And here we go. Ooh, those got a little heavy. That's all right. He got a little extra dose of that Miracle Grow. That's what happened there. Uh-huh. What am I doing? Does she know? Oh, I haven't taken any cold medicine today, or I haven't even taken anything but my usuals. So if you're wondering why so many videos this week, it's because I got canceled from my job because of my cold. And I understand. No one with a kid that has respiratory issues wants a cough or a cold near their kid. I mean, you can do all the masks and all the hand sanitizer. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The moms and dads would rather just take care of it themselves and avoid maybe a hospital visit. Okay, I'm liking it. Yeah, all right. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry. What do you say? And do you think that the dragonflies are any worse for the wear? I don't. I think they look fine. All right. That could be just me. And let's bring this one back. Hey, prettier than I remembered. I'm going back to this brush, the Royal Langnickel one. And you know what? I'm going around again. I am. Now, I believe this is that same bright red. I just added some more pigment and watering it down because I want that beautiful transparent look. And let's go. Whoops. It's gotten a little bit warpy. Now, this time I am saying to myself, between, yep, between, I just think they almost look like they're made out of tissue paper. I just love that look. I really do. I'm not just saying that because I'm doing this in front of you. I like it. Yep. All right. Let's go to the blue. And this one is the cerulean blue. Oh, I think I had it over here. Duh. Right here. A little more water. Now you can have a little scratch piece of your watercolor paper and you can kind of test these out. I'm not that fussy when it comes to this right now. So, you know, and again, I've done this for years. You're probably thinking, if you've done it for years, why haven't you advanced much? I guess because I like where I'm at. I'm not interested in making photorealistic dogs or cats or people's houses or people's children. And I love children, and I love cats, and I love dogs. But I want to paint flowers. And honestly, when I sit down to paint, I want to paint what I want to paint, you know. People will say, you know, hey, would you mind doing a, I don't know. It's going to depend on the day. But I'll probably give it a try. All right, I think we're doing good. I think this one needs a little bit more of the cerulean blue, especially like right in here. But I'm just adding another round of that cerulean blue. All right. Now, purple, right? Or I guess it's called violet. I'm the only one that calls it purple. So transparent. I just love it. Between. All right. I'm happy with that, but I do want to let it dry. I'm going to add something to the middle though. I'm going to go into that umber color. That's that one that I told you is kind of like a khaki color. I'll show you. See right there? Umber. It's very transparent. It's very neutral. And I am just going to go around. If I touch the color, fine. If I don't care. But I just want to go, not like a swirl, but irregular, all around the inside here. And I'm grabbing just a tiny bit more of that umber. Doesn't that just do something for them? I think it does. All right, now, see, now I'm getting brave because I'm really liking it. I'm going into yellow ochre, and I'm just gonna put that pretty much in the middle. I'm gonna touch the ochre, but I'm not gonna like smear all over it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm liking it. I hope you do. I think of all the things we've done today, that's some of the prettiest. Okay, I'm going to set this to dry. And I'm going to grab our dragonfly. And what does it need? Well, it's going to need some kind of stems or something to hold these flowers together, right? All right, I'm getting that one that's called, oh, it's Princeton. It's a Princeton snap, the number 2. All right, let's find a green. We've got a lot of green going on there. I'm going into the emerald green. Right there. And I don't need a lot of it. I'm going to just go right up here in the corner of this pan. Now, let's get my bearings here. Oh, I just got paint all over one of my glue bottles. That's okay. All right, emerald green. I want it a little bit loose, but not too loose. All right, here we go. From the bottom, whoop, whoop, whoosh, 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 whoosh. And another one, whoop, whoop, whoop. What do you think? Yeah, it got a little thick and thin and all that kind of stuff. That's all right. That's all right. Now I'm just going to go in and I'm going to make some almost like fern. Almost kind of like ground cover, you know, would be where you've got all that greenery, and then every once in a while a flower pops up. Let's give another one. I like it. I hope you do. I'm making line, 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 line. That's what's going on in my mind. Line, 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 line. This is just kind of that. The whole thing is line, 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 huh? Because that's what I did for the flowers. And yes, I've been working upside down on this the whole time. It's all right. Don't let things be your stumbling block. You can work right side up. You can work upside down. You are versatile. I am really liking this. I'm tooting my own horn. I'm talking to my good friend Paula. Toot toot, tooting my own horn. All right. Okay. Let's just give ourselves a little recap. Didn't even get to the metallics. That's okay. That little bit of water on there didn't hurt them. So we've got our dragonflies and some bases for some artist trading cards. Love it. Not done, but done for now. This beauty, I'm just loving it. And this sweet little thing. And another sweet little thing. All right, now I barely made a dent. Oh, sorry, strips. This strip, oh, can you see the glimmer? I hope so. I guess I did use the metallics. Thanks for reminding me. And this one, a little bit lighter, but that's okay. All right. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please consider sharing it with your friends and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I need subscribers. It helps my channel so much. Right down here is another video picked out just for you. I'm going to see you over there.